The news was uh, MTG has decided to print the One Ring. It's a literal one of one Magic the Gathering card. This is the One Ring from the Lord of the Rings. It's in Elvish. It's a forecasting cost. I don't know what else it does because it's in Elvish. And they made it special by stamping 001 of 001 on the card. So this has made the MTG market go absolutely ballistic. I don't normally like, we've had this discussion before about collectibles in general. I don't normally like things that are like pre-made to be collectibles. I don't like artificial scarcity. That's not the thing that usually gets me excited about something I collect. I like the kind of things that they only made a few of because they didn't expect anybody to like them. And then they just caught fire and became super popular. And because they're so limited and so popular, then over the years, they become worth more and more money. I've never been into like the collector's editions of books that are published with like fancy bindings and they have the author come in and sign it. I prefer like the first edition of the first novel that they ever wrote before anybody who knew who they were. So their publisher didn't want to take a chance on them, and they just printed like a very small print run. And now because of that, the book's super scarce. Except, Alex, I will say, except this. I love this. I love the
I
One
like it
Ring.
too. I think this is cool.
Like flavor-wise, it's exactly what they should have done.
Yeah.
Here's what the One Ring does. Here's the other thing I love about this. They're not just printing one. They're printing one of that special variant.
There's a regular version for everyone to get and play with.
But yes, they've printed another version just for players to get. This is not going to be a super expensive card. If you want to play this card, you can still get your hands on it. This is the kind of thing that I hate about the reserve list. People who want to play these reserve list cards, they can't get their hands on cheaper versions. I like them going this route and making some super premium version that's going to be worth who knows how much money, while also printing a cheaper version just for like your everyday player. What is the One Ring? It's four colorless legendary artifact, indestructible. When the One Ring enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring. You can tap to put a burden counter on the One Ring, then draw a card for each burden counter on the One Ring. So this could be like a major card draw engine.
And I like, back to flavor, like, I mean, what this card does is exactly what the One Ring would. For starters, it's indestructible, which makes sense. It protects you, which makes sense because it turns you invisible. And it has a really powerful ability that starts to harm you more and more the more you use it, which I think is sweet. I think they did a good job designing this.
Also makes sense. Flavor-wise, they knocked it out of the park. What would you do with it?
Or at least ask for it. I mean, you can sit there for a month and try to sell it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no rush.
There is no rush unless you have a house fire and then it's lost forever.
True.
Or you wait. And as you wait, your physical appearance deteriorates. All of a sudden, you disappear. Next thing you know, you're living in a system of underground caves under Misty Mountain, slowly going mad with your One Ring.
Moldy, crinkled One Ring card.
Maybe you should have got rid of it when you had the chance.
Won't
it be, I was going to say awesome. This wouldn't be awesome, but also it would be awesome if like the person who actually pulled this like went mad.
That's fucked up.
I know, but when it like I don't actually want that to happen. But just from like a story's perspective, like if they like pulled the One Ring, murdered their family like a week later, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen.
No.
But it would, flavor-wise, it would be really good.
Flavor-wise.